Guarico, Venezuela, September 17, 2019. A boy named Marcos Correa was pedaling fast on his bicycle. The night had become quite dark. There was only darkness on this deserted and lonely road of Guarico. There were no streetlights and no other people around except Marcos. There was only the soft hum of crickets and the rustling of the wind. As he approached the fields, he suddenly heard a whistling sound. Marcos's heart stopped as he remembered something his grandfather had said. If you hear a whistle from nearby, then understand that it is far away from you. But if you hear the sound of a whistle from a distance, then understand that he is standing right behind you. The sound of the whistle that Marcos could hear was gradually getting fainter. This means that what was feared was going to happen. Marcos got so scared that he increased the speed of his bicycle. He started moving rapidly towards the village, but then suddenly the tire of his bicycle got stuck in a pit. He lost his balance and fell on the ground. Then he realized that all the sounds around him suddenly went silent. There was neither the sound of crickets nor the rustling of the wind. There was only a frightening and blood-curdling silence. After that, he saw a shadow in front of him, the shadow of a very long human being. It was very thin, and its skeleton-like body was shining in the moonlight. A heavy sack was hanging from his shoulder, from which the rattling sound of bones colliding could be heard. It seemed as if Marcos had no life left in his body. He tried to run away, but his legs wouldn't move. He became numb in his place. The terrifying ghostly figure looked attentively at Marcos. Marcos closed his eyes and remembered something else his grandfather had said, that El Silbon doesn't hunt just like that. He hunts only bad people, drunkards, and those who do wrong. Marcos was confident that he had not done any such thing, and with this confidence, when he opened his eyes, he was shocked. There was no one in front of him. Perhaps El Silbon was gone. Marcos was still shaking. He ran quickly towards his house, falling down some more. Reaching home, he closed the door and went straight to his mother. He narrated the entire incident to his mother. Her mother also understood that Marcos was confronted by El Silbon. Mother also explained to Marcos that from now on, never go on that deserted road so late in the night, because today, Silbon has spared your life. But it is possible that he may not do so in future, that very night when his entire family was in deep sleep. Marcos was unable to sleep, and then suddenly he heard a loud whistling sound in his ear. He opened the window of the house and looked around, and there was only darkness and silence as far as the eye could see. Why was El Silbon after Marcos? Why could Marcos hear his whistle? And who was this El Silbon after all? What was its story? How did he become this devil? We will know in today's Fadu video. Question: the devil that Marcos encountered was named El Silbon. This is a name that is heard in the plains of Llanos, and whoever sees it rarely survives. Llanos is a vast grassland located in South America. This is a savanna region that extends across Venezuela and Colombia. This area has dense forests and many rivers, and the nights of this place are very mysterious and scary. El Silbon is an urban legend whose stories are told to children of every generation. At the same time, there is always at least one person in every generation who has encountered El Silbon. This is a devil that never dies, and after killing its prey, it keeps its bones in its sack. Whenever it comes near someone to hunt, it first hears a whistling sound, just like it happened with Marcos. But as interesting as El Silbon's story is, his past is even more interesting. Because this ghostly shadow used to be a human being once, an ordinary boy, who became a victim of a curse because of his own actions and his own deeds. He received a curse which was worse than death. Before I tell you the story of El Silbon becoming a ghost or a cursed entity, first of all, you should know that El Silbon is a Spanish word which means the whistler. It's an old urban legend from South America that's been passed down generation after generation through campfire stories and folk songs. Many people claim that they have seen it, a tall, bony, thin creature whose terrifying whistle echoes in the darkness of the night. Some people say that they saw it from a distance, while some people felt it very close. But despite all these claims, till date, no one has any concrete evidence that can prove whether El Silbon actually exists or not. The only evidence of its existence is stories of incidents told by people, which some people believe and some people consider them false, and one such story is from the past of El Silbon. El Silbon was an ordinary boy before he became the devil. It lived in a small village in South America, but he was of a very angry nature. He would get angry over small things, especially when someone did not listen to him. Now, a similar story is told that El Silbon's father would not listen to even one of his words. El Silbon's father had an argument with his son over something. This argument grew so intense that El Silbon killed his own father with his own hands, took out the bones of his corpse, filled them in a sack, and went away from the village. He was so angry that when he returned back to his home, he still had the sack in his hand. His hands and clothes were stained with blood. Seeing this whole scene, the whole village got scared. But El Silbon's grandfather was not afraid of him. He placed a curse on El Silbon for killing his son. He cursed you that you will never die, but will never be able to live peacefully. He cursed him that now he would wander throughout his life, and his only work would be to destroy the bad people. According to the curse given to El Silbon, he will never get salvation after death, and that is why even today his soul roams around in search of bad people to hunt them. And when someone hears his terrifying cry, it means that the countdown for that person has started. This was a story, but now the question arises whether El Silbon has ever killed any human being with his own hands till date? And if yes, then who was that person? When did this incident happen? When did people actually see El Silbon? On September 16, 1998, in a village called Apur in Venezuela, early in the morning, all the people were heading to the fields, not for poop, but for working. Then he saw something strange on the side of the road. A man was lying face down near the grass, facing the ground. His clothes were torn. They were covered in mud. This man was Joaquin Ricks. He was the biggest drunkard of the village. People thought that he must have fallen into the mud after getting drunk. It will wake up after some time. But when after some time he did not get up, the villagers looked back at him, and after that, everyone was left with wide open eyes. Rick's eyes have turned completely white. There was a fear on his face, as if he had seen something very horrible before dying, and the scariest thing was his stomach. It was completely torn. But there was not even a drop of blood in it, as if someone had inserted a straw and sucked out all the blood from his stomach. And according to the urban legend, it is El Silbon who commits such crimes, especially with those people who are bad and drunkards. After this incident, a wave of fear spread through the entire village. Everyone stopped going out of the house at night, and the alcoholics stopped touching alcohol. Now, I don't know whether he stopped touching me or not. It is possible that those people drink secretly, but every person in that village had understood that now El Silbon had come and our party was over. Because the condition that drunken Rickris had fallen into could not have been caused by any animal, and no human being could have done this at all. All the villagers understood that some devil was behind this entire incident. But when it comes to evil spirits and conspiracy, then one more point comes into play, and that is the dark and real truth. People enjoy listening to the story of a Silbon. This is a very famous urban legend of South America. But if we look at this whole story and these incidents from another perspective, then we realize that this may be a well-planned conspiracy. This devil keeps looking for people who are as sinful as him. It goes after people who are drunk and very bad. It chases the prey, attacks him. He takes out all the blood from his body. He fills the bones in his bag, i.e., his sack. But he doesn't kill everyone. Some people survive, like it happened with Marcos. It is said that if he sees pain in your eyes like his own, then he might even leave you because, according to the curse, He does not prey on any good person. He is just a hungry ghost, burning with the fire of revenge. Or else it is not a ghost. There is a story that was made up to scare people so that the people of that South American village would stop drinking alcohol, stop committing crimes. Because the incident, as told in El Silbon's past story, had actually happened. A guy had killed his own father. He put their bones in a sack and threw them in the forest. And after this crime, there was so much panic among the people that everyone was very tense, and maybe this story was created because this urban legend was created to instill fear in the minds of people so that no one repeats such an incident. Because the person who committed this incident had consumed a lot of alcohol in real life. He did this under the influence of alcohol. Later, when he regained consciousness, he regretted it. But what is the use of such regret? The damage has been done. And perhaps that is why the story of El Silbon lives on to this day, as it is passed down from generation to generation. This story is told to children, and in South America people do not see it as a ghost, but see Alcison as a judge, like a judge. Just like in our country, a stranger was created who punished people for their sins. And that's why no one considered Silbon a bad person. I mean, no one even considered him a human being. The bad ghost did not agree because he used to kill those people whose end was certain anyway. And that is why the local people there called him El Vigilante del Plains, meaning watchman of the field. So that's it for today. Tell me, brother, how did you like the ghost story of El Silbon? And do you also think that such an urban legend actually existed in the old times, or maybe even today, or the logic we have applied in the last conclusion is absolutely correct? This is a story that was created to stop people from committing crimes. What are your thoughts? Please let me know by commenting. If you like the video, then like it. If you are new, then subscribe.